Have you ever found yourself wondering if that special someone feels the same way about you? You catch their glance across the room, share a laugh, maybe even have deep conversations, but you're still left questioning whether they see you as just a friend or something more. Today we're going to explore 7 silent signs that your crush might actually like you back, and we'll approach this through the lens of Stoic philosophy to help you navigate these feelings with wisdom and emotional intelligence. But before we dive in, I want you to think about this. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. This principle applies perfectly to matters of the heart. While we cannot force someone to like us, we can learn to read the subtle signs and respond with grace and confidence. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, wrote extensively about human nature and relationships in his personal journal, which we now know as Meditations. He understood that human connections are complex, often communicated through actions rather than words. Today, we're going to use this Stoic wisdom to help you understand the silent language of attraction. So grab your notebook, settle in, and let's explore these 7 signs together. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of human behavior and the confidence that comes from Stoic self-awareness. Sign number 1. They remember the small details. Have you ever mentioned something in passing, maybe a favorite book, a childhood memory, or even what you had for lunch last Tuesday, only to have them bring it up weeks later in conversation? This isn't coincidence. When someone likes you, their brain naturally prioritizes information about you. The Stoics believed in paying attention to what people do, not just what they say. Seneca wrote that actions are the true mirror of character. When your crush remembers that you prefer tea over coffee, or asks about that job interview you mentioned 3 weeks ago, they're showing you through their actions that you matter to them. This behavior stems from something psychologists call the cocktail party effect. Even in a crowded, noisy room, we can hear our name being called because our brain is wired to notice what's important to us. When someone likes you, details about your life become important to them, so their mind naturally files away these small pieces of information. Think about your own behavior. Do you remember random details about people you're not interested in? Probably not. But when someone captures your attention romantically, suddenly you remember their favorite movie, the name of their childhood pet, and exactly how they like their coffee. It's the same principle working in reverse. The Stoic approach here is to observe without attachment. Notice these signs, appreciate them, but don't build elaborate fantasies around them. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, we should see things as they are, not as we wish them to be. Sign number 2. Their body language mirrors yours. Human beings are naturally social creatures, and when we feel connected to someone, we unconsciously mirror their behavior. This is called the chameleon effect, and it's one of the most reliable indicators of attraction and rapport. Watch for these subtle mirroring behaviors. Do they lean in when you lean in? If you cross your arms, do they do the same a few moments later? When you speak with your hands, do they start gesturing more too? This unconscious mimicry happens because our brains are wired to create harmony with people we like. The ancient Stoics were keen observers of human nature. They understood that the body often reveals what the mind tries to conceal. Epictetus taught that we should be students of human behavior, learning to read the signs that people give us through their actions rather than getting caught up in the words they speak. But here's where Stoic wisdom becomes crucial. Don't start consciously trying to make them mirror you or become obsessed with analyzing every gesture. The moment you start forcing these interactions, they lose their authenticity. Instead, simply be aware and present in your conversations. Genuine connection, cannot be manufactured. Another aspect of body language to notice is personal space. When someone likes you, they tend to position themselves closer to you than they would with others. They might find excuses to brush past you, or they naturally gravitate toward your side of the room during group conversations. Their body is unconsciously seeking proximity to yours. The Stoic practice here is mindful observation. Be present in your interactions, notice these patterns without judgment, and remember that true confidence comes from being comfortable with uncertainty. Sign number 3, they initiate contact and keep conversations. In our digital age, communication patterns reveal a lot about someone's interest level. When your crush likes you back, they don't just respond to your messages, they initiate conversations. They send you funny memes, share interesting articles, or simply check in to see how your day is going. More importantly, they put effort into keeping conversations alive. Instead of giving one-word responses, they ask follow-up questions. They share their own experiences and thoughts. They might even double text when they have something important to share with you, breaking the artificial rules of modern dating etiquette. Seneca wrote about the importance of genuine communication in his letters to Lucilius. He believed that when we truly care about someone, we want to share our thoughts and experiences with them. This desire for connection manifests in consistent, quality communication. Notice the timing of their messages too. Do they text you good morning or good night? Do they share something funny that happened during their day? These might seem like small gestures, but they indicate that you're on their mind during both routine and special moments. The Stoic perspective on this is fascinating. Rather than playing games or trying to appear disinterested, Stoicism teaches us to be authentic in our communications. If someone is consistently reaching out to you and investing time in conversations, they're showing you their genuine interest through their actions. However, remember the Stoic principle of not being attached to outcomes. Appreciate these signs of interest without becoming dependent on them for your self-worth. Your value doesn't depend on whether someone texts you back immediately or at all. Sign number 4. They show genuine interest in your life and goals. When someone likes you, they don't just want to spend time with you in the moment. They want to understand who you are and where you're going in life. They ask about your dreams, your challenges, your family, and your future plans. These aren't just polite conversation starters. They're genuine attempts to understand your world. This goes beyond surface-level questions. Instead of just asking, "How was work?" they might ask, "What's the most interesting project you're working on right now?" Or, "What would you change about your job if you could?" These deeper questions show they want to understand not just what you do, but who you are. The Stoics valued this kind of deep understanding in relationships. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the importance of truly seeing and understanding the people in our lives. When your crush asks about your goals and remembers your answers, they're practicing this Stoic principle of genuine human connection. They might also offer support or encouragement for your goals. If you mention wanting to learn a new skill, they might send you resources or offer to practice with you. If you're facing a challenge, they don't just offer generic sympathy, they ask thoughtful questions and provide meaningful support. This behavior reveals something crucial about their feelings. When we like someone, we naturally want to see them succeed and be happy. We become invested in their well-being and growth. If your crush is showing this level of investment in your life, it's a strong sign that their feelings go beyond casual friendship. From a Stoic standpoint, this is also about recognizing quality character in others. Someone who takes genuine interest in your growth and happiness is demonstrating the virtues that the Stoics valued most: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Sign number 5. They include you in their future plans. Listen carefully to how your crush talks about the future. Do they use language that includes you? Instead of saying, "I'm planning to visit that new museum," do they say, "We should check out that new museum sometime"? This shift from I to we language is significant. They might mention events happening months in the future and casually suggest you go together. They talk about places they want to travel and wonder if you'd be interested in joining them. They mention their friends or family and suggest you should meet them someday. All of these are signs that they're mentally placing you in their future. The Stoics believed in living in the present moment, but they also understood the importance of planning and intention. When someone includes you in their future plans, they're demonstrating intention. They want you to be part of their life going forward, not just right now. This is different from making concrete plans for next weekend. We're talking about the casual way they weave you into their long-term thinking. It shows that when they imagine their future, you're naturally part of that picture. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the interconnectedness of human relationships and how the people we choose to surround ourselves with shape our character and our path. When your crush includes you in their future thinking, they're indicating that they see you as someone who would positively influence their journey. Pay attention to these moments without putting pressure on them to become reality. The Stoic approach is to appreciate the intention behind the words while remaining unattached to specific outcomes. Their desire to include you is what matters, regardless of whether those exact plans come to fruition. Sign number 6. They seek your opinion and value your advice. When someone likes you, your thoughts and opinions become important to them. They don't just share their experiences with you, they actively seek your perspective on decisions they're making. This could be anything from asking your opinion on a career move to wanting your thoughts on a book they're reading. This behavior goes beyond just making conversation. They genuinely value your input and often follow through on suggestions you make. If you recommend a restaurant, they make plans to try it. If you suggest a different approach to a problem they're facing, they actually consider implementing your advice. The ancient Stoics placed enormous value on wise counsel and different perspectives. Seneca regularly sought advice from trusted friends and mentors, understanding that wisdom often comes through dialogue and different viewpoints. When your crush seeks your opinion, they're treating you as someone whose judgment they trust and respect. Notice also how they respond when you give advice or share your perspective. Do they listen attentively? Do they ask follow-up questions? Do they later update you on how things went? These responses show that they don't just value your opinion in the moment. They value your ongoing input in their life. This is particularly meaningful because we typically only seek advice from people we trust and respect. If your crush is regularly asking for your thoughts on important matters, they're demonstrating that they see you as someone with wisdom and good judgment, qualities that form the foundation of deeper relationships. The Stoic principle here is about recognizing mutual respect. When someone consistently values your opinion, it indicates they see you as an equal partner in intellectual and emotional exchange, not just someone they enjoy spending time with casually. Sign number 7. They show subtle signs of nervousness or extra effort around you. This final sign might seem counterintuitive, but when someone likes you, they often become slightly more nervous or put in extra effort when you're around. This isn't the obvious nervousness of someone who's terrified. It's the subtle nervousness that comes from wanting to make a good impression on someone who matters to you. You might notice they dress a little nicer when they know they'll see you. They might stumble over words occasionally when talking to you, even though they're normally articulate. They might laugh a little too hard at your jokes or seem to put extra thought into their responses during conversations. This happens because when we like someone, the stakes feel higher. We care more about how we come across, so we naturally put in more effort. The ancient Stoics understood this human tendency. Even Epictetus, who taught about emotional control, acknowledged that we naturally feel more invested in outcomes that matter to us. The key is to distinguish between healthy nervousness that comes from caring and anxiety that comes from insecurity. When your crush shows these signs, they're demonstrating that your opinion of them matters. They want to be their best self around you. You might also notice they remember details about your preferences and try to incorporate them into their choices. If you mentioned you love a particular type of music, they might learn more about that genre. If you're passionate about environmental issues, they might start making more eco-conscious choices and share them with you. This extra effort isn't about changing who they are to please you. It's about becoming more conscious of their choices because they care about your perspective. The Stoics valued this kind of intentional self-improvement, especially when motivated by admiration for others. Bringing it all together, the Stoic approach to understanding these signs. Now that we've explored these 7 signs, let's talk about how to apply Stoic wisdom to this situation. The most important principle is to observe without attachment. Notice these signs, appreciate them, but don't build your entire emotional well-being around them. Remember what Epictetus taught. We cannot control other people's feelings or actions, but we can control our own responses. Whether your crush likes you back or not doesn't define your worth as a person. These signs can give you information, but they shouldn't dictate your happiness. The Stoic approach is to focus on what you can control, being your authentic self, treating others with kindness and respect, and making choices based on your own values rather than trying to manipulate outcomes. If someone likes you back, wonderful. If they don't, that's information that helps you make better decisions about where to invest your emotional energy. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we cannot read minds, and even the clearest signs can sometimes be misinterpreted. The most Stoic approach is to be direct when appropriate. If you've noticed several of these signs and feel confident in your connection, consider having an honest conversation about your feelings. Your next steps. As we wrap up, I want you to remember that these signs are guides, not guarantees. Human behavior is complex, and people express interest in different ways. Some people are naturally more demonstrative, while others are more reserved. The key is looking for patterns and consistency rather than reading too much into individual moments. Use this knowledge to build your confidence, but don't let it replace genuine communication. The Stoics valued honesty and directness in all relationships. If you're seeing multiple signs and feeling a genuine connection, the most Stoic response is to be authentic about your own feelings rather than continuing to guess about theirs. Remember, the goal isn't just to figure out if someone likes you, it's to build meaningful connections based on mutual respect, shared values, and genuine compatibility. These signs can help you recognize when that foundation might exist, but the real work of building a relationship happens through honest communication and consistent action over time. The ancient Stoics understood that the best relationships are built on friendship, respect, and shared virtue. Whether your crush becomes a romantic partner or remains a valued friend, approaching the situation with Stoic wisdom will help you maintain your emotional equilibrium and make choices that align with your highest values. What signs have you noticed in your own life? Have you been overthinking or underestimating the signals someone has been sending you? Take some time to reflect on these patterns, but remember, the most important relationship you have is the one with yourself. When you're confident, authentic, and emotionally balanced, you naturally attract people who appreciate those qualities. The Stoic path in love, as in all areas of life, is to hope for the best while being prepared for any outcome. Focus on being the kind of person you'd want to be with. Treat others with kindness and respect, and trust that genuine connections will develop naturally when the conditions are right. Thank you for spending this time exploring these ideas with me. If this video helped you gain clarity or confidence in your own situation, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this blend of practical psychology and Stoic philosophy, make sure to subscribe for more content that helps you navigate life's challenges with wisdom and emotional intelligence. Remember, whether in love or in life, the Stoic approach is always to focus on what you can control, accept what you cannot, and have the wisdom to know the difference. Until next time, stay curious, stay authentic, and keep growing.